Okay, and welcome to Math 108, where we're going to be going through Excel charts and formulas. So really we're going to be focusing in Excel, so let's go ahead. Here in Excel, you can see that I've just made up a bunch of data here from year 2001 to 2010 with cans and miles. Cans of dog food that were purchased in my household and the number of miles that were driven that year. That's totally fake, but you get the idea. Two totally unrelated things, but we're going to look at some charts and some data. Now, often when you highlight certain things like this and you say, hey, I want to see what this looks like, the year versus the cans, you can go and insert a chart, and you can do these kind of charts are a 2D line, and you'll see one of them goes up and down like that right here. When you are comparing quantitative data, I mean, there are certain qualitative data that you'll be able to do on bar charts, but if you're doing quantitative data versus quantitative data, then you're going to want to go into these scatter plot things. This right here is what's called a time series. A time series is when the horizontal axis down here is actually time. So you'll notice this number of years in the cans, you can see I increased my purchase of cans, then it went down, then it went up, then it went down. And you could do that with the miles as well. In fact, let's do that and see what it looks like. I'll highlight all of these and insert that time series chart. Oops, wrong one. I inserted a two-dimensional. Here's the time series right here. And you'll notice the blue one's so doggone small down there with the cans, but you'll see the miles went up and went down and then decreased and stayed down for a while. However, this kind of a scatter plot right now is based solely on time, and many students will think that if time is available that you automatically have to go into time. However, when you are trying to see the correlation between two variables that aren't years, that aren't times, like this, doing the time series is not the right one to do. So when I go down here, if I do a time series like that, you can see that, whoa, what's going on there? Just do a normal scatter plot. And this is the one that you're able to do when you have quantities versus quantities, and you can start to see some sort of a pattern going on. You'll notice it arranged these things that used to go up and down as time passed from least to greatest, as it did with the miles from least to greatest. So you could see if an increase in the number of dog food cans bought and the number of miles driven has some sort of relationship. And that's really what they're doing in this early part of Excel, is making sure they know that you need to do a scatter plot if you're doing quantity versus quantity, and a scatter plot is not the same as a time series versus a time series.